Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my Zero Carb Life. And I'm excited today to have a conversation that has been just really on my mind. So, yesterday, I contacted Katie Kelly, known as Little Bit of Fit. She has a whole lot of fit. And I asked her, I said, okay, I have something I'm just dying to talk about. Can you do it tomorrow? And she said, yes. So, I'm
Yeah.
excited. All right, Katie. First of all, let me say, I have not met you in person yet, but I really want
No.
to. And I feel like I have because we've hung out on Zoom before. You've been on the channel before. And I really do like interviewing people that I have actually met and hugged in person. Somehow that feels really good to me. But next best thing is you have met my good buddy, Karen Miles.
Oh my
Isn't
gosh, she's wonderful.
she? So
I love her.
If you've hugged Karen, I've hugged Karen, I'd say it totally counts, right?
We're gonna meet in person. It's gonna happen. I just know it.
I agree completely. All right, Katie, I know you work with a lot of people, and I do too. And you and I were talking yesterday about a scenario. I'm going to paint the scene, and then I want you to talk to people about how they can get out of this scenario. This is what we both see a lot. Women, typically 40s, 50s, or older, who have been dieting since puberty, meaning trying to lose weight, actively trying to eat less and less and less, not on any certain diet, all of them, usually, all of them is what they've done, but just trying to get smaller. And now they're menopausal or postmenopausal. They're eating very little. They switch to carnivore. Sometimes they lose a little weight, but they're still eating very little. They can't sleep well through the night very often. They're too wired to sleep at night, but they're too tired to exercise much through the day. So they're eating little, sleeping little, moving very little. And then they say to me, Kelly, I just want to be little, right? And you're like, oh, Katie, the biggest topic I want to hear about today is the reverse diet. How can you help these women who are in that scenario? Do you see it a lot?
Oh, absolutely. And I was one that went through it too myself. I'm 42, just turned 42 this year, so I can definitely relate to all of the, perimenopausal, postmenopausal struggles. And it's not just that age group. I think really it's for all of us women because we're just so hard on ourselves, especially with body image and relationships with food and stuff like that. Reverse dieting is a huge topic, and it is something that I know I discuss and you discuss with your clients all the time. I did every diet underneath the sun. It seemed like nothing worked, or it would work for a little while and then it would stop. And it all comes down to really habits, holistically, what's going on here. Do you even know where you started? Like, were you eating 1,200 calories a day? Which, that's the magic number. Everybody thinks they
Right.
have to eat 1,200 calories a day
Right.
to lose weight. What are you eating now? So it's picking specific tools to help you and just getting really self-aware on where you started, what's going on, and what do we need to do to change to get out of that. And oftentimes it's doing the exact opposite of what we think we need to be doing, which is eating more food. Because we fear food. We don't trust our body. We think that we eat over a certain amount that, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fat and I'm going to gain 15 more pounds.
Yeah.
And that may not necessarily, be the case. I know for me, I did all different kinds of things. I ate more, lost weight, ate more, gained weight. Really, it just depends on the circumstances and what's going on in your life too. What's your success routine? Is your stress high? What kind of foods are you choosing? Are you having gut issues? Are you sleeping? Are you over caffeinating? So like the wired and tired thing is really common. I see a lot for a lot of women. Because they're under eating. Maybe you're consuming way too much caffeine, because I'm at caffeine. I love caffeine. It's definitely a vice that I have. So really it's a combination of a lot of things. Like, have you experienced the same things with your clients as well?
Yeah. So I love intuitive carnivore when it works. I really like the simplest version. And, I think starting somebody off and saying, I would eat meat when you're hungry and stop when you're full, salt to taste, drink water when you're thirsty, and move your body in ways that feel good. Like that's solid, right? Do that.
Oh,
Start there.
absolutely.
Start there and your whole life might change. But then when it comes to troubleshooting and somebody shows up and says, wow, I feel like I'm doing everything, but I am still really, 50 pounds overweight and it's not
Mhm.
moving, then
Mhm.
I will suggest that they try filling out a TDEE. And I know you have clients fill that a total daily energy expenditure. It's just going to ask your age, size, activity level, right? And it's going to,
Basic stuff.
yeah, basic. It takes 30 seconds to
Basic
fill it
stuff.
out.
Mhm.
And it estimates how much fuel, people really hate the word calories, but how much fuel a person needs, how much energy someone your size should be using. And so then I tell them this is maintenance. You should be able to maintain your weight. Well, Katie, I'm going to say at least 75% of people say, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, girl, I would say probably 90% for my
Okay.
clients.
Okay, that's probably more accurate. I,
Yeah.
if I tell them, you should be able to maintain your weight here, they say, but I'm eating way less than that and I am not losing. I am maintaining. So I'm like, so you're maintaining here. You should be maintaining here. And they're like, yes. So they want to diet harder to get off that 50 pounds. But there's a huge step in between. You can't diet harder until you slowly work your way up where you can maintain at a healthy maintenance amount of food, right? And I think
Mhm.
that's the hardest thing for anybody to do.
That's the biggest challenge is that emotional relationship with you have with yourself and with food and dieting in general. And I think it like if you reduce it down to, what's the scientific education around this? Like, let's take the emotion out of it. Like, why is this happening? So I find if I educate a client or someone on why this is maybe happening to them, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. So I've dieted, and your body down regulates hormones. It down regulates your metabolism. You're not going to want to move as much. So I know, I'm sure you probably hear this a lot too. I'm just not hungry,
Yes.
but I don't have the energy I'm to go exercise, or I'm not moving that much, but it's all connected. You start eating more, you're going to start feeling so much better. You're going to want to get out there and live life and love life and walk, and like walking. Oh my gosh, guys, just walk. If you do any form of exercise mentally and physically, please just walk.
Yeah.
I know for me, I don't have to work out 2 hours a day. I used to do CrossFit all the time. I was a CrossFit athlete. I am probably the happiest, healthiest, maintain my lifestyle, my physique at 42 easier than I ever have. And I would say the majority of my fitness is walking. I work in travel healthcare and I just walk, 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 walk. I mean, it is effortless once you do the due diligence to heal your body and your relationship with food, eat more food, get your body to a healthy, happy, metabolically efficient, thriving state. Guys, everything will happen seamlessly, I promise. It's just getting over that hurdle of, okay, if you commit to anything, commit to getting healthy and eating more first. Understand what's going on there, give it some time, commit to it. And trust me, everything will start falling into line. It'll make sense. It's just having faith in that process and committing to it. Because, like I said, you eat more, you feel better, you'll want to move more, you'll want to get in the gym, you're going to want to walk more, you're going to sleep better, your hormones are going to start balancing out, you're going to stop having those cravings, like cutting out things that are causing issues for you. And we're all different. But once you start removing things and you make things simpler, everything starts getting better, I promise.
Oh, yeah. And I know you and your meat bars, you're a repeater too. You have very
Oh,
simple,
yeah.
basic air fryer meals that you
Very
do on repeat. Same. I'm throwing 4 burger
easy.
patties in the air fryer all day, every day. Just if I'm running short on time, it might be sardines or some egg life wraps with it. But for the most part, it's just burger patties in an air fryer. It's so
Yeah.
simple.
Have your staples. Have
Yes.
your staples and rinse and repeat. Find the things you love, just like you said. When I first started Carnivore, you were one of the first accounts that I found. And meat cookies. Oh my God, lifesaver. Because I'm the same. I'm like, stick to what I love, something that's delicious and that I enjoy, but not so delicious or triggering that I want to overeat on those things. So find things that are efficient and work, and things that you love, and have faith in yourself and your body that it knows what to do with food. So I understand how challenging it is trying to navigate your way through, should I eat more fat? Should I eat more protein? Am I eating too much? Am I not eating enough? Like, experimentation is the way. So if you just start removing like the noise and stick to the basics, I swear your puzzle pieces will start fitting.
Yes, I like that. Yeah, burger patties, a pile of burger patties or your meat bars. I'll put the
Hmm.
recipe in the description for everybody.
Oh yeah, they're
You're like,
amazing.
what's a meat bar? It's simpler than you might think. A pile of that is delicious when I'm hungry. And I could care less about it if I'm not. And to me, that's beautiful. That's exactly what I want. It just lets me know if I'm hungry or not. That's beautiful.
It's true freedom because people think it's restrictive. Oh, carnivore is restrictive or whatever diet, not
Right.
just carnivore. It's really not. It gives you so much of a sense of peace and freedom because it gives you the confidence in what you're doing and you feel good doing it. Like that is freedom to me. Like
Yes.
I know exactly what to eat. I know what is not going to trigger gut issues, binging tendencies, like anything like that. I know exactly what to eat and I don't question myself.
Same.
And I just stick with it. That is true food freedom for me.
Yeah, that's a gift I never thought I would receive.
Amen.
And I'm so thankful for it. It's great. Okay, Katie. So we get somebody who says, all right, I hear you, ladies. But if I were to eat my maintenance calories, because I do get a lot of these 1,200 calorie people, they have
Mhm.
stuck to 1,200, even if they weren't trying to, they got used to 1,200 calories. So they go to
Mhm.
carnivore and they just say, I'm not hungry. What am I supposed to force me feed myself?
Mhm.
Okay, no. But at the same time, they're also the ones who say, I'm having a lot of hair fall and I can't stay asleep at night and I don't have the energy to move and they have no libido and they're just not living
Mhm.
joyfully. They don't feel it, but they say, but I'm not hungry. So I don't want people to force feed themselves, but I say, are you having breakfast? Because that is a really easy way to start adding in some food is wake up and have breakfast. Start with 1 to 2 eggs, a couple strips of bacon. That's it, something
Mhm.
small. And then,
Mhm.
your appetite will adjust. I did not used to eat breakfast, and now I wake up hungry because
Oh, girl, me too.
yeah, my body expects it now. So when I tell somebody, take a look at what your maintenance should be. And if that's a joke to them, a pipe dream, like they'll say, but if I eat that, I'll gain weight. Well, yes, if you go from 1,200 to 2,000 overnight, you will. And you and I both lived that. We have both done a
Yeah.
very fast reverse diet. When we first
Mhm.
went carnivore, that's what we talked about the first time you came on the channel. And I will
Mhm.
link to that. I put on about 23 pounds during a fast reverse diet. You were
Mine was about 15, 20.
okay, but I'm a lot taller.
Yep.
So it's similar in
Yeah.
numbers, really, percentage
Yeah.
wise.
About 15.
I was not happy about it. I'm sure you weren't either.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
it's a scary thing. And you can do it overnight like that. But what I've learned through the years is because people are terrified, especially if they already have an extra 50 pounds, they don't want it to be an extra 75. So I just tell them, don't do this overnight then. Be systematic. If you're at 1,200, then this week go to 1,250 and watch the scale just to make sure you're staying basically the same. Spoiler, you will. It's a half a tablespoon of butter. Your body is not going to gain weight from that. Then
Yeah.
work your way up to 1350. And every time your body learns to live and maintain a new level,
Mhm.
they'll say, I am feeling better. I'm not losing weight. I'm like, that's not the point of this right now. We're trying to work ourselves up to the ability to do what bodybuilders or physique folks call the cut. You can't
Yes.
cut when you're at 1,200 calories. You've already
Yeah.
cut, right?
And I find that really helpful is have a realistic expectation of what is right for you as far as health and like aesthetically body type. Because
Mm,
people want to look like the teeny tiny bikini competitor or they want to have ripped abs. And that's okay if that's your goal. But you need to be honest with yourself. Like those people don't eat at 1,200 calories or whatever they're eating when they're cutting for a show forever. They
no.
reverse diet, which is what we're talking about,
Yes.
and look like normal people and whatever that is anymore, normal people, not the super shredded version of themselves. They reverse diet. They give their body some time to heal and recover. I've done that too, cutting for numerous photo shoots and stuff. I don't eat at 1,200 Oh my gosh, my normal calorie range is at least 2,000 a day, and I'm tiny. I'm 5'1". I hover, around 100 to 105 pounds effortlessly now, and people just are amazed. Like, you guys can eat. You just got to go through this period of, and you can go slow. Just like you said, you don't have to immediately go from 1,200 to like 2,000,
No.
because most of us active females who are working out, 4, 5 times a week, and you're getting at least, your 10,000 plus steps a day, like, we should be eating, most of us around that 1,850 to 2,100 plus calories a day mark. So like, even those who dabble, around that 1,600, 1,700 mark for a reverse diet, that's really not a true reverse diet for most of us.
Yeah.
So just kind of putting that into reality, like, you guys can go slow. You don't have to go super fast, but you have to go through this period. And like you said, a half a tablespoon of butter is not going to make you gain 15 pounds overnight. And most of us probably are not going to gain 15 pounds.
No.
Again, it just depends on your starting point and what your foundation is. But you have to build that healthy foundation first to get to where you want to go, like, efficiently, like, really the healthy way that you want to, that you need to.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, let's play devil's advocate for a minute. I have been a member of some carnivore groups where their advice for everything is eat more, eat more, eat more. And I've gotten clients who say, Kelly, I'm up to 3 pounds of meat per day and I've put on 20 pounds and I can't eat more, but that's what they say I should do, is eat more. I'm like, what? You're 5'2".
Mhm.
Like, that's a lot of food. So there
Yeah.
is such a thing as a time to realize, wow, your satiety cues. It is possible that hunger cues aren't working, so you might need to reverse diet your way up to an appropriate amount of food. It's also possible that someone's satiety cues aren't working. They might
Yes.
realize, wow, I'm way above my maintenance and I'm gaining. So slowly, again, please, folks, don't make sweeping cuts. Slowly bring it down and the scale will start to change. The
It
answer
totally
isn't
will.
always eat more, but it's not always eat less either. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those of us who have struggled with an emotional relationship with food, saying, eat when you're hungry, fast when you're not, just eat until you're satisfied, or just eat and eat and eat and eat, doesn't work for us. Especially us, like, maybe high volume eaters, because I know, like, a high fat approach did not work for me.
Right.
I did not feel satiated. And I was eating mindfully, and I was eating slow, and I was eating alone. And that's really important too, is to slow down when you eat and savor your food.
Yeah.
Chew your food, savor your food, put your fork down if you need to, because we're just not present enough when we eat. We're like always eating in a hurry.
Yeah.
I get it. I work in healthcare. I know how it is. So that will help, but feasting and fasting doesn't always work for some people. So it's okay. And that's where experimentation goes into it. You may be one that needs more solid food, like a higher protein approach, because it makes you feel safe. It
Yes.
makes you feel full. And, you can kind of control calories a little bit better there, when you're not eating as much fat, because fat has more calories naturally. And I find with a higher protein approach, for me as a high volume eater, it made me just feel a lot better, more in control. And just overall, I felt better. But again, we're all different. You just got to experiment and figure out what works for you. There's no right, wrong way to do it,
Yes.
just the right way that works for you.
Yeah. For my little undereaters, especially if somebody's had bariatric surgery or they just have very little appetite, higher fat can be really helpful because they get
Yes.
so much nutrition in such a small package. But Katie, that's not me either. I love to
No.
eat. For 5 straight months, I tracked my calories. I stayed at my maintenance level because I'm not trying to lose weight either. I try to make sure, even if I'm just checking in occasionally, then I'm eating around my maintenance. I'm tall, so I need about 2,300 calories per day. And that's just where I'm maintaining. I feel good. It's great. I do walk. That's about it. So, oh, and I was a CrossFit girl too, but I live in a tiny town and their CrossFit closed. It's gone. They
Girl,
knocked.
I saw that. I was so excited for you. I get it. I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia for this particular travel radiology assignment. They do have one like at the YMCA, but CrossFit's just hard because you have to find like specific gyms. Not every area has it. You can kind of take the methodologies and create your own workouts, like at whatever gym or at home. But I get it. My fail safe is, I have my little basic set of dumbbells at home. I have a little travel treadmill that I can cart around with me, and then I walk, 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 walk. I hike, and I'm outside in the sun as much as I can. And that's a huge part of it too, is what is your routine? Like, are you getting outside? Are you being active enough? Because these people that come and say, well, I'm just not hungry, oftentimes they're just not moving.
Yes.
Trust me, girl, you start walking 10 plus thousand steps a day, you're going to be hungry. You're
Yep.
going to want to eat. So take a look at your movement too. Are you
Agreed.
being active?
Completely agree. And it'll help with sleep too, especially if you're doing it
Oh, yeah.
outside and getting all that sunlight signaling. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I got sidetracked with the CrossFit because I know we connect on that. High fat.
Yeah.
I did it for 5 months and I tracked to keep calories the same. I felt really good and I did not gain weight, but it was not my favorite for the one reason you mentioned. If you're keeping calories at 2,300 on an 80-20 diet, your portions went from this to this. And I don't like that. Now I'm still eating 2,300 calories, but at a 60%. So my protein is automatically going to be much higher, 60% fat. Sorry, 60% fat. My portions are much bigger, and that just sits well with me.
Those are about my ratios too.
Yeah.
I'm about 60-40 with 60% fat, 40, or 70-30 if I'm wanting more fat. But yeah,
Yes.
our ratios are about the same, and that's where I feel the best.
Yeah, I love that. But you have to really want to eat. I mean, enjoy
Yeah.
your food to get in 2,300 calories on a 60% carnivore diet, 60%
Yes.
fat, because it's going to be a lot of food, which is my favorite. So yeah,
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
so individual. So when people are saying, protein needs to be X amount or this amount, I just find that it is really individual. But what I don't see work for anyone is eating less and less and less and less every single year and never taking the time to slowly work your way back up to an appropriate amount. And I just don't think we talk about that enough in this community. I think it's
We don't.
always about eat less, or just throw it out there and be like, just follow your intuition. Their intuition isn't working, right?
Mhm.
They're eating so little most of the time, and that's based on their intuition.
Mhm.
So you can train yourself to eat more.
Yeah, I just say, guys, just have a talk with yourself. Like, if what you've been doing forever isn't working, what do you have to lose to try something different? If it
Mhm.
works, which it's gonna work eventually, it
Yes.
will. Just have faith. Go back to what you're doing if it doesn't work, and then start over again. Clean slate, start over again. Try something different. You have nothing to fear
Right.
but actually getting the results that you want. You just got to have faith in the process. But yeah, moving more, getting outside, walking, stick to your basic foods that you love. You can switch up the taste and the textures by the way that you cook your food, because that's a big thing too. Well, I get bored, with eating the same thing every day. And I was like, well, have your foods, but maybe cook it a little bit different, or add different seasonings if you're one that likes seasonings, or, whatever on your food. Like, there's tons of resources out there for you. There's tons of us good people in this community that are like, hey, just reach out and say, what do you guys do? I'm bored. Give me some suggestions. I'm sure 99% of us would be glad to help you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and if you really like cooking and recipes, if people are foodie, oh my word, you can
Oh
make
my God,
almost
there's so
any.
many.
Courtney Luna has an entire carnivore cookbook coming out. Like, go
It's
wild,
amazing.
folks. Yeah. I pre-ordered mine.
There's tons.
Yes.
You can cook your bases easy, like shredded meat in a crock pot, or, your meat in an air fryer. And then if your family, eats a little bit different, then have different sides for them. Like, it's totally doable. Eating out, same thing. You can get meat about anywhere you go. All you have to do is speak up, ask them to cook your food to however you like, and 99% of places will do it for you. People are like afraid of being judged, or well, people are going to be mean to me, or they're going to say I have an eating disorder, which I get all the time. use it as a point of power. So that's what I do. I travel everywhere, all over, and everyone's so intrigued by the way that I eat and that I live. I don't use it as a place of shame. Just be like, this is why I eat primarily meat. This is what it's done to help me. You know, I've lost weight. I feel my best and I love it. And if you want to try it too, here's a bunch of people and awesome, you know, tips that can help you. Like, you don't have to feel shame around it. You got to do what's right for you.
For the most part, people are genuinely curious. And most of the time, when I talk to especially women who are even, as you said, that doesn't have to be post 40s, most
Mhm.
anybody will say, wow, I've been struggling with X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
For both you and I, it was a lot of digestion struggles that led us to carnivore. Yes, weight, skin issues. I know you and I had a really similar past, but
Yes.
and many people are living that same nightmare of starving themselves, then binging. You and I both have a binging past
Yep.
too. We would starve till we couldn't starve anymore, and then binge, and then back to the yo-yo over and over. And I know people are still living that, and we both just want to help them get out of it.
You can do it however you need. Like, you don't have to suffer. You really do not have to suffer. Like, just embrace it, try different things, and trust your body. Like I said, that energetic and emotional heaviness weighs us down more than anything
Yes.
because we're so afraid. We fear so many things. So ask yourself, like, why am I afraid of this? Like, what am I going to lose by trying something different? You
Yeah.
know, and just go out there and rock it. You know, people, I get asked all the time, oh my gosh, you're 42 years old. What do you do? And I'm like, I eat meat and walk a lot, baby. And I'm out in the sun as much as I can. And they're
Oh,
like, what? And I go, no, no, really. Like, I eat
really?
meat and eggs and dairy and I walk a lot. And
Yes.
that is my secret. And I sleep a lot.
My soul sister, I love you.
That's it. Movement is medicine, baby.
Yes.
Get up and move. Yeah, you got to make it a part of your lifestyle. It's just like taking the stairs, parking further away. Like, these are no-brainer, easy things. Like, when you learn to do them, guys, it is effortless.
Mhm.
Effortless. If you just eat enough protein and you walk and you sleep and you cut out, like, you know, junk food and things that most of us know we're not supposed to be
And
consuming, dude, that's all you got to do.
yeah.
That's it.
And then if they need to, they realize, oh, I have really tanked my metabolism. Everything's just running slow. People always say I just have a slow metabolism. Well, baby, I did too, right?
Yep.
I think you can determine what your metabolism is. It's not like you're born with it and then
Mhm.
stuck there forever.
You know, we do have to change things just a little bit, but the basics stay the same.
Yeah. Yeah, and when somebody comes to the idea of trying to fuel themselves more, and there may be someone now, the word terrified is a very common word that
Mhm.
people use to me. I'm terrified of gaining. I'm terrified to eat more. I'm like, wow, that is a very strong emotion to feel about food in your body. But I felt it
Mhm.
before too. I remember that. But if the more people hear stories of, hey, I worked with a client who was eating 800 calories below what her maintenance should be, and she was just maintaining, not losing. And so
Mhm.
she took 16 weeks to add 50 calories at a time and learn to stay there. And she didn't gain a single pound. Now,
Nope.
can she go on a diet? Yeah, now she can do a little cut.
Easy.
Easy, and the weight will come off.
And trust me, you'll start feeling better. You'll start feeling better. And if you just stay off the scale, because that's not your goal right now,
Absolutely.
is to weigh yourself. So if that is a trigger for you and you can't separate the emotion and use it just as a data tool, don't get on the scale. Just put it aside because that's not your goal right now. Your
Right.
goal is to feel amazing and nourish your body and go in the gym and like use that extra fuel, like build some muscle, go in there and do some good things for your body. And then trust me, it'll take care of you. And then you're not going to care. You're going to feel so good
Yeah.
and just so happy in life. You're going to forget. And that fear is just going to go away because you got to release the fear. Like, really, that's the secret. If you can release that fear and just acknowledge it, love it, let it go, lovingly release it, everything will be fine. You just got to trust in the process.
Yeah. And when people are in a bulk phase, which No woman
I
wants
hate
to be
saying bulk.
overweight.
I'm just like,
No
I
one
mean, I'm
wants
in
that.
a muscle building phase.
If you're eating more calories and people are really scared, I say, look, if you're gonna put on a little weight, why not do it in the form of muscle? So
Heck
stimulate your
yeah.
muscles. You've got extra
Yeah.
fuel, put it to good use.
Then you'll look like you work out. That's what most people want. You want to look fit. You want to look like
Yes.
you're strong and you're healthy and you have such life like vitality. That's muscle. And you're not going to get it making shrinking your body a hobby. That's how I say. Like you can't make shrinking yourself and hating yourself skinny, thin, whatever. You can't make that your hobby and really like get to where you want to be.
So I hadn't planned on pulling this up, but this motivates me. This gets me excited. Women who share their exact weight. She's 140 pounds, 140 pounds. I can almost guarantee you she's eating more in this picture than she was there.
Okay.
Her clothes are going to fit different. And there is probably no one out there who would say, you know what, I'd rather be the other girl. Like, we want
Mhm.
that look. The muscle. Here's another example. Exactly 116 pounds in both pictures.
And this is the importance of weight shouldn't be the singular thing that you're basing your success on. Because
Yes.
weight is just weight. It's a neutral thing. It's you want to look a certain way, which is going
Yes.
to take specific actions,
Yeah.
like lifting weights and eating what you're supposed to actually look that way.
Yeah. This girl did not make that change by eating less. I'm just going to go
No.
it. No way. She picked up some stuff and ate some food.
Mhm.
That's what happened here. 145 pounds in both pictures. That makes me want to just start picking up a couch right this minute and
Right.
building some muscle. That is amazing. When people say, I would just want to lose weight, I think you're right. What they're really saying is, I would like to look and feel fit and healthy. This
Hmm.
is fit and healthy. One more example. This lady,
Incredible.
incredible. She says exactly the same weight, 140 pounds in both pictures. I'll take
Hmm.
it every time.
And I think the big thing is you want to feel a certain way. You
Yeah.
want to feel a certain way. So what do you need to do to feel that way? And
Yeah.
that's what you need to do.
There it is. Katie Kelly, I just adore you. I hope every single person watching this, if they aren't following you already, they should. Your Instagram is a wealth of knowledge that I look forward to. And you're just a ray of sunshine. And when
Thank
people
you.
talk about what they want to look like, I'll tell you this, you are people's goals. People tell me that all the time. Oh my gosh, I wish I
I'm
could look
honored.
like Katie Kelly. They do. And I'm thinking, well, you don't eat like Katie Kelly because she is killing it over there. You're not walking like Katie
Girl
Kelly.
likes food.
Yeah. Yeah. You and I are food girls. All right. I love you, sister. Thank you for coming to talk
Love you
about it.
too. Anytime.